We're just here staining at Home Painters, and we're doing a great job here. I'm at the job here, and just wanted to answer some commonly asked questions by clients. Always asking us about questions, so I just wanted to help you guys by answering some brick staining questions. So, most common question is brick staining better than painting? The answer is generally yes. If you can actually stain your bricks over painting them, you do it 100 out of 100 times, just because the main advantage is the longevity. It lasts like forever, basically. I mean, there's a 15-year manufacturer warranty on most paint jobs, and we warranty the brick for 15 years, but it basically becomes part of the brick, so the chances of it peeling are almost next to none. I've yet to see a brick staining on the actual brick peel in my 30 years of painting. So the answer is definitely better than paint. The only disadvantage, for example, is if you can't, for example, if you have to, if it's already been pre-painted, or if there's already a sealer on the brick and the stain is not absorbing the stain, then of course you can't. You got to go paint. And how you can know that is by simply splashing water up against the brick. If I have some water there, I'll do it and show you. But basically, all you have to do is splash water up against the brick, and you will be able to see if it absorbs the water or not. If it does absorb the water, then you're good to go. If it runs down and it just beads up, then no, you are not good to stain for sure. The other advantage of brick staining is the colors. There's so many different colors, and in brick staining versus paint, you can go semi-transparent. A lot of times people love their brick, but they don't like the actual hue of them. Like there's too much pink or there's too much beige. In that case, you go semi-transparent. So there's a lot more choice in terms of color and options there. And a semi-transparent stain, although we don't do it as often as a solid stain, looks amazing. The other advantage is the cost. It's actually not that much more expensive, maybe 5 to 10% more, but not that much more to apply brick staining than paint, just because the material costs a little more and it takes a little longer to make sure that it's applied properly, to make sure that it's even and it looks consistent throughout. The other advantage of brick staining is it seals the brick, but it doesn't completely keep the air flow from going in and out. So the advantage of that is it's not going to peel, bubble, or blister, whereas paint does over time. 10-15 years is normal for a brick painting job, whereas brick stain pretty much lasts forever. The other common question is, what color should I choose? And that really depends on the client and what particular needs they are, and depends on their house, the neighborhood. But I mean, now 2020 downtown Toronto, we're doing a lot of grays, a lot of charcoals, a lot of muted blacks we've done, and muted blacks. So those have looked really good and customers have really liked those colors. This one we're doing, as you can see behind us, is like a dark charcoal, and they're going black on, like a muted black on the trim. We've also done taupey beiges and taupey browns. Those look really good as well. We've also gone white as well. Not too many beiges. Beige is pretty much a thing of the past, but we've done a handful of beiges as well. But the beiges are a lot more gray than they are beige nowadays. The other thing is, should I go semi-transparent or solid? And I kind of answered that question before. If you're really, really happy with your bricks and you want the brick showing through, you just don't like the hue, then go semi-transparent. In most cases nowadays, people are going the solid. The thing is, they're really, really tired of the old outdated look of brick. So in which case they want it to look more of a solid. They wanted an actual color, kind of like a paint, but absorbs like a stain. So they're going a solid stain. In this case, definitely solid stain. And I would say for every one semi-transparent, we do 10 solids. So I'd say 10% of the jobs are semi. Another question is what application, how should it be applied? It really depends. I find in Toronto, just because the homes are so close together, we don't want to take a risk, so we always brush and roll. Spray works as well, although usually you do it when in open fields or when the homes are farther apart, like 20-30 feet apart. And of course when there's no wind, and you won't have the problem of overspray or it going anywhere you don't want it to. The other thing that makes a difference is if it's recessed. If the grout is recessed in, if it's really, really recessed in there's a big huge lip in terms of where the grout meets the brick, then in that case it makes sense to spray as well if you do have the options to spray. What is the cost of brick staining? Actually, that really depends on a number of factors. Sometimes it's how much the brick is recessed in, and in other words, are we going to have to spend a lot of time making sure the grout is hit with the brush or with the sprayer. The other thing that factors is what color you go. If it goes really dark, sometimes it takes 3 coats versus 2. In most cases it takes 2 coats. 2 coats covers pretty much everything. Some companies use square footage. We do a combination of both. But to give you an idea, to simplify it, a typical house in Toronto goes for anywhere from $2,500 from the low point, and the highest could run you up to $15,000 to $20,000. But it really depends on how high the home is. This, as you can see, this is a really high home. So it was a little more difficult than the typical two-story home in Toronto. Another common question is, can I do it myself? Absolutely. A lot of clients like to do it themselves, and as long as they're good with ladders, obviously this is a really high home. If they're comfortable on ladders, they're professional. They do really good. They're really good with painting, cutting and rolling, and they can cut clean lines and they're neat. Then yeah, you can do it yourself for sure. And who should I choose if you decide not to do it yourself, which is often the case? Choose us. Home painters will definitely be able to take care of you, and I'd love the opportunity to make your dream come true for that. You can also search on Google if you just Google brick staining in the city you're in, or you can check HomeStars as well. HomeStars is a good source of finding good general contractors for brick staining and other contractors as well. So hopefully I answered a lot of your questions about brick staining. I'm really excited about this because just in the past 2-3 years, we've got so many calls for it. Clients have been asking me these common questions, so I just wanted to help you all by making sure that, you know, I can answer as many questions as possible. So when you do decide to get it done, you'll be a little more prepared and know how to choose a contractor for that. And we'd love to take care of you. I'd love to meet you personally, so feel free to call us directly, contact us directly on the website, or you can email us at sales@homepainterstoronto.com. And our direct line is 416-494-9095. And hopefully this has been helpful for you, and I'd love the opportunity to take care of you one day.